The Washington State University Crimson Girls are no stranger to the UDA stage. In 2024, the Crimson Girls placed 11th in jazz and 9th in hip hop, which was the first time since 2009 the Crimson Girls made it to finals in hip hop. Renee, who is a junior on the Washington State University Crimson Girls, has an incredible background in dance team, from competing on one of California's best all-star teams to dancing 2 seasons on the iconic Orange Coast College dance team and representing Team USA in the Pom Doubles division, which she won silver. I am thrilled to sit and talk more with this amazing athlete and her journey leading up to making the Washington State University Crimson Girls. If you enjoy content like this, please do me the favor, hit that follow button. If you are watching on TikTok, if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, like, share with your friends. UDA is closely approaching, and you know I'm going to be providing you with reactions, news, scores, more interviews, all things surrounding UDA. You know I am your go-to source. Now, let me stop talking and get on to our interview, episode 2 of To the Final 8 Count. I have Renee, and I'm very excited to share with you this interview. Well, hi, Renee.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm super good. How are you?
I am doing amazing. I
Good.
am very excited that I have this opportunity to interview you. You have an incredible resume for dance
Thank
team.
you.
Going from Innovate competing very well at Worlds to Team USA, OCC, now Washington State University. I am very excited to get to interview and just learn more about you.
Thank you. I'm really excited too.
Of course. So I'm going to do a few icebreakers. These were
Okay.
not included in the list I sent you because I wanted them to be a little bit of a surprise. And I don't
Okay.
want you to prepare these answers. So
Okay.
5. There's only 5. They're not crazy, I promise.
Okay.
So first one, game day or competition day?
Competition day for sure.
Absolutely. I feel that. All right. I have 3 options.
Okay.
The best stage lighting, ICU,
Oh,
not USA, sorry, UDA or Worlds.
I think I'm gonna go with Worlds.
Yeah, that stage lighting is something else. I haven't seen
It
the
is.
ICU lighting, but the Worlds lighting it's a dream.
Surreal. It's crazy.
All right, pick one.
Okay.
TikTok or Instagram?
TikTok for sure. I get lost on TikTok like way too long. It's just
Oh, don't we
addicting.
all?
Yeah.
I could spend an ungodly amount of time on TikTok, and I probably
Me too.
shouldn't.
Me too. Way
Yeah.
too much.
All right,
Every
2
time.
more.
Okay.
Performing on a basketball court or performing on a football field?
Oh, I think I like basketball more just because it's like a little bit more like personal and like you can just feel the energy everywhere around you, feel your teammates a little more. The music's a lot louder.
Oh, yeah.
Both are really great though, but I think I'm gonna choose basketball.
All right, last one. Favorite style of dance to perform?
I think I would go with like jazz, just what it is now. Like it's so much more emotional, so much more like team connection, like getting that feeling, getting a story behind it is like super special. But also, I gotta say Pom too. I can't. It's just like that's just like always gonna be my favorite thing ever. Like it's such a different feeling. But I'd say jazz is my most like, especially coming here and focusing on it a little more. I think I've become more of a jazz girly recently.
I love that
Mhm.
for you. All right,
Yeah.
so I personally know you from dancing at Innovate Dance
Mhm.
Studios here in OC.
Yeah.
Did you always dance all-star, or did you do like dance team, studio?
Mhm.
Where did you come from?
I was always an all-star girly since day one. Like I started dancing at an all-star studio in Orange County too, and like I was there for a few years, and it was just like always all-star for me. It was like I loved it from the second I started and just couldn't never stop.
Oh yeah, I love All Star. That's where I
Me too.
started. I've always lived in All Star.
Mhm.
I just love the All Star industry. How did you first get involved with dance? Like, was there a specific moment that made you fall in love with it, or did your parents just put you in as a little one and was like, "This is what she's doing," and it just kept growing from there?
So I think I was around like 7 or 8 maybe, and one of my best friends from like elementary school was like super into it, and her mom was like texting my mom. She's like, just have her try out, like see if she likes it. And I think for like a while it was just like yeah, this is fine. Like, I enjoy doing it, something to do, but like, it was honestly like really when I met Stephanie in like eighth grade that like she like instilled like a passion in me and helped me find that with like doing so many privates with me, helping me just grow and like also giving me like I was so young still, but like she let me like assist one of her teams and it was like that's when I was like, oh my gosh, like this is it for me. Like I'm gonna do this till my bones break off. Like it's just it's been everything I love and more.
I love that. Shout out Stephanie. We love
Yes,
Stephanie.
we love her.
We've loved what she's done with Innovate and
Mhm.
incredible success in just the small amount of
It's
time that they
crazy.
have been open. It is just amazing.
She's the best.
Oh yeah. At what point did you realize like you want to take dance seriously? Like you want to go to college and you want to perform like on a bigger stage like UDA?
When I was younger, I danced at a studio called Extreme Dance, and the like senior teams at that like age and that time, like were all going to OCC. They were doing it all, like doing both. So I always like knew what OCC was. And like with that, also when I started going into high school, everyone like on my teams was like, okay, recruitment, Tribe 99, clinics. I was a little bit behind on that, but I was like, okay, like this is something I want to be interested in. And so I think like it was a lot of just exposure, like seeing everyone around me, Stephanie 100% pushing me into that light, like showing me what that was all about. And it kind of was later on. I feel like my senior year was when I was like, okay, like I'm going to buckle down, which for recruitment, of course, it starts so much earlier now than that. But like
Mhm.
I was so lucky that I knew about OCC and was close to it. And like it just worked out perfectly for me.
I love that actually because one thing I think a lot of dancers nowadays in the college
Hmm.
dance team industry, they really think like, I have to go to the university right out of
Yeah.
like high school. And I mean, I've had dancers
Totally.
where I'm like, you don't have to. Like,
Right.
if you don't feel like you're ready for that path yet, or if your journey doesn't lead you there yet,
Yeah.
you can go
100%.
dance at junior college and then go to
Hmm.
a university. And I absolutely
Yeah.
love that for you. And then including on top of that, like all of the other amazing things that you have done as well,
Thank you.
like Team USA, which is where I want to get
Yeah.
into. Second place, Team USA Pom Doubles, which is a huge accomplishment. What was
Very
that
good.
selection process like to be chosen to represent Team USA? Like, did you guys have to send in a video,
Hmm.
application? Like, what did that look like?
Right. So it was like honestly, because the year before us was the first year that the USA ever entered that division. So we found out about it and we were like, oh my gosh, like kind of at first we were like, oh yeah, we've got to do it. Like kind of we're just messing around about it. And then a few months go by and it's like submissions are a few, we see it on Instagram. And we like pull Steffi in the conference room. We're like, we have to have a meeting with you. Like, this is serious, girl. And she's like, what are you guys talking about? And we're like, we're doing Pom Doubles. Like, buckle up. We're doing it. So, and she was on board so fast. Like, everyone was just like, this is crazy. Like, we submit. If we don't get chosen, like, either way, like, this is going to be so much fun. So that night, she like ordered a Pom mix that was like specified for like USA music. And then just like every night, we would just add on, film it as many times as we could until we got it right. And then you just send in your video to them. And then it took a few months, honestly, but then they started emailing, we started hearing back, and it was super exciting.
So with a hectic schedule, like
Hmm.
looking at colleges that you're going to go into, performing on the amount of teams that you did at Innovate and OCC, being a full-time student, what did that look like? Like practice schedules, what was that training like?
It was a lot, but it was like it was just so much like excitement that it just kept me going. It was like a high. Like I'm get to do what I love in so many different areas and aspects. Like there was never a moment down. It was like mornings were OCC, and then me and Ashlyn would be between teaching and like senior teams at the studio from like 4 to 9. And then as soon as that was over with, the three of us, me, Stephanie, Ashlyn, and our alternate Ashley, we would all just like the second senior practice, everyone walked out like, okay, let's start drilling it. So it was like those late night practices, which it's like they always got a little crazy. Like we'd be laughing, it'd be fun, but it was definitely a push, but in like the best way possible. There was just so much excitement around it that like it didn't even feel like extra work. Like it was truly the best experience.
Oh yeah. And when you love what you do, I mean, and then going for that huge accomplishment, I'm sure it just made that training like it just made it worth it, I'm sure.
Totally. Yeah.
One thing I love about ICU is
Hmm.
all of the countries that are there and the representation and seeing how teams interpret dance in their own way.
Yeah.
How did performing on that international stage with Team USA influence your perspective on dance?
It just made dance itself so much bigger. Like it just like being there shows you dance is so much bigger than you, so much bigger than the teams that you compete against. Like, that was the most like loving and supportive like atmosphere, which like of course it was so crazy and hectic, like teams from all over the country, but like no matter if you were against them or not, they're gonna come up to you, they're gonna congratulate you, they're gonna tell you did great. And it was just like so rewarding and like so cool to see like all these pieces from all across, like how much it just unites everyone through dance. So that was just like the coolest thing ever to get to experience.
Okay, so you competed with OCC for 2 seasons, right?
Yes.
This was 2023 and 2024.
Yeah.
Looking back at your first time stepping on the UDA stage, what did that feel like? Like, what was going through your head for the first time?
It was so crazy. Like I can like envision like how it felt just walking out there for the first time, and it was like, oh my gosh, like I'm here. Even just like walking in the arena for like practices, it's like the most like you did it feeling, like you made it. Like through all of like your years of training, even if you never knew you were gonna dance in college, like all the work you put in like was for this moment. So like there was of course like feelings like overwhelmed, stressed, but like Brittany did such a good job of like making us feel confident, making us feel supportive, encouraged, like that going out there, it was like we get to do this because we love it, because we worked for it. So it was just like so enjoyable, and the whole thing was so much fun. Like I literally would dance forever a million times on the UDA stage if I could.
So OCC, for those that don't know, OCC has a long history at UDA, being like one of the best in the open division. Did you guys ever feel like any pressure to have to like continue that legacy that OCC has built?
Totally. I feel like it was like seeing like all of these trophies, all of these awards, like everything that that legacy had built. It was like honestly like more than like pressure, it was so encouraging. Like, let's keep this up. Like, we're not going to be the time it stops. Like, Brittany came in as a new coach, and like she pushed for it more than anyone's ever pushed for anything. I think like she put the love, the drive into this team that made it what it is. And like it's just like exciting to go out there and like we're gonna make the alumni proud. We're gonna make Dan proud. Like, we're gonna do everything to the best of our ability. So it was definitely pressure, but I think in like the best way possible, for sure.
I remember when I first started watching UDA Nationals, this was like 2009.
Uh-huh.
I used to wait by my phone on the live stream for OCC to perform. And then watching last year, I remember watching, and in my reaction video, I was like, who is this center dancer? She is killing it. And then we met at Stage 8 in Vegas, which FYI, if you have that picture, please send it to me. Please send it to me. Okay. I was looking, I remember screenshotting it, and I couldn't find it on my phone. I was like, I hope she still has it.
I have it. I'll
But
send it.
one thing I remember, I was watching your contemporary routine, I'm pretty sure. I'm standing by the door. There's this moment when you guys are performing like right in my direction. And I was just watching you, and then I see you, and you're looking like right back at me. And we're like making straight eye contact, and you are just performing at 100%. Okay, going back to OCC. What was like a more tedious cleaning process? Cleaning Pom or cleaning Jazz?
For sure, Pom. Like everyone, if you've done Pom, you know it's all about pictures and sticking it, for sure, like make or break. And I think majority of our team, like probably like 75% of it came from studio where they never did Pom, or maybe they were part of their high school team, so they had a little bit of experience, but like we just took like a lot of time in like thinking about the fundamentals, the Pom technique, like working all of that, so that when we were doing it at such high speeds with like and counts, everything getting really specific, like working to know what we were doing behind like the speed and like really getting into it.
At what point did you realize Washington State University, that's my next chapter?
So I think it was my first year at OCC, so I was a freshman, and Stephanie's like, okay, like keep the ball rolling, like you're not stopping here. Like, of course, like I would never trade my time at OCC for the world. Like that was like the most perfect thing for me. But she was like, while you're enjoying this, don't blindside what's happening later. Like still keep a focus on that. So I went to a few clinics at a few different schools. Like I loved all of them. But like when I came here, like beyond just watching the talent of the team, like it was just one of those things. You walked into the room, you felt the love, you felt the encouragement, you felt the support, which is like crazy to me in like a 3-hour clinic. But like similar to like Innovate or OCC, like that bond that I felt that made me like do dance because I loved it, not because it was just like stressful, like just for nationals, but like for the passion and the heart behind it. Like feeling that in such a short clinic, like, just showed me so much about the team that just made me, like, know that's where I wanted to be ultimately.
So that's like a great first impression. Going now that
Totally.
you're on the team, what's that dynamic like? So you felt that bond within the girls, within yourself, made you feel welcomed, I'm sure. How is
Mhm.
that translated now that you're on Washington State University?
It's been even better and, like, even more amplified than I was even aware of. Like, one of the things that I just value the most about Peyton is, like, she is gonna put the balance of work and play. Like, we're not just, like, gonna be, like, messing around all the time, of course, but, like, when it's those long practices before a game day or a nationals practice, like, she's gonna make sure that we're still having fun and enjoying what we're doing, because it can be such a hard, tedious process that, like, it's so easy to get caught in, like, it's nationals, I have to do this right, I have to do this right, so much, like, stress. But she's gonna make sure every time that it's fun too, and the girls on the team are just, like, whether it's a fun time or a hard time, they've got your back. They're surrounded with you. Like, it's just like constant love and support, which, like, moving far away from home too, like, getting that love outside of just a practice setting is, like, made the difference of, like, this being such, like, a great experience for me.
UDA's coming up. It's like right
Yeah.
around the corner. What does training look like? Like, what's a week look like for a
hmm
Washington State University dancer?
So for, like, all of fall semester, we go Mondays, we have an hour of lift in the morning and then, like, 2 or 3 hour practice in the afternoon. Tuesdays, we head over to our local studio and we do an hour of technique, an hour of ballet. Wednesdays, it's the same, like, hour of lift, hour of practice, a few hours of practice. And then Friday, we have cardio in practice. So it's been, like, a good balance of, like, still getting technique, still getting ballet, moving our bodies beyond just that. And it's been perfect. It's been really great. And now, since we're really getting into it and, like, finals are happening, it's a lot of 9 to 5 practices, which of course they get hard. Like I said, just the team makes it worth it. And, like, they're still so much fun. Like, it's so long, but it's still, like, just the best time ever.
UDA, huge event for college level dancers.
hmm
What kind of like mental conditioning do you guys have to go through to prepare yourself for this event?
hmm So I think mostly, like, when in our practices, like, of course we're focusing on cleans, technique, but, like, we'll also do a lot of stamina training, which of course helps to get ourselves to be confident in that headspace of pushing for it and going for it. And also, like, we do a lot of team bonding things. Like, we'll sit in a circle, we'll write notes right and left, like, what do we love about each other? There's just so much bonding in it that really makes it easier, like, when you're dancing, to know you're not alone, which has been so great. And we do, like, journaling, we do meditation together where Peyton will play, like, a meditation podcast and then there'll be a question to write about. It's like the balance that she gives, like, to strengthen what you're saying, like, the mental is so important. I see such a difference with finding that and the physical strength, and it's been super great.
We love Peyton.
Yes, we do.
I used to do her music for several years, and
Uh-huh.
she was like the easiest client for me to have. So shout out Peyton. We love
Yes, she's
Peyton.
so awesome.
In 2024, Washington State University made it to hip hop finals for the first time since 2009.
hmm
Leading into this nationals, do you feel like there's some kind of pressure to have to outdo last season or do even better? And how is it that you guys are navigating that pressure?
Totally. I think it's helped so much having girls on the team with that experience. Like, last year when they went into it, it was such a new division for them and, like, they did so great. And that work, like, looking at that has been so inspiring, seeing, like, you can really do anything. Like, if you want it, you're gonna go get it. It's that easy.
Hmm.
And, like, they have the experience now to, like, share with us, be honest with us, tell us what's gonna be good, what's gonna be bad, push us through it. And, like, it is super inspiring, but I feel like there's not quite, like, a pressure of, like, doing better, but just doing the best we can, which has been really good. Like, I don't feel like a constant comparison, I wouldn't say, but, like, I'm really excited for it too. I think our hip hop routine's really, really cool. And I'm just so excited for everyone to see it too, because, like, now they've got a year under their belt, Peyton and the girls, like, they just really know what's going on. Like, they're ready for it, especially with the routine that we have this year. So I'm really excited for everyone to see it.
Me too.
Yeah.
I am very excited. And you guys have an incredible choreographer. So I have
Yes.
no doubt that this season's going to be even better for y'all. What are you most looking forward to this UDA trip?
I honestly, like, not only just being on the stage, but that walk off feeling when you're just like, well, we did it. Like, you made it through all of the hard practices, all of the training, all of the work, and, like, walking off feeling just unified. Like, we knew we did it together. We put our best foot out there. just like that, I guess, just like the final feeling of like the excitement of like watching back the video and seeing like everything you accomplished in just like a year's time. I'm really excited for it.
All right. Last question that I have for you. Looking back, 8th grade Renee, you're just meeting Stephanie. What advice would you give yourself, even going back to like, this is what I hope other dancers wanting to dance in college, like what advice would you give?
I think my biggest piece of advice and something that I wish like younger me could have known was like, don't set any limitations on yourself. Like no matter how crazy it seems, no matter how big it seems out of touch, like little steps each day are going to take you farther than you could ever imagine, because dance is so mental. Like it's so easy to compare. It's so easy to think you have to be at this milestone at this time. So like enjoy your process, like have fun with it, and trust you can literally do anything that you want if you aim for it and you work for it.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Renee. I appreciate
Of
you taking
course.
time out of your day to chat with me. I am
Thank
going
you.
to be rooting for you and Washington State University this coming UDA trip. So best of luck.
Thank you so
and
much.
I look forward. And don't forget to send me the picture.
Oh yeah, okay, I will right now.
Thank you, Renee.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Have a great rest of your night.
You too. Bye.
Bye.